It is Awesome Analysis Live. My name is Chris James, and we have a new panel of stars, some old favorites as well. Starting from the top, we got Justin.
Hello there.
We got Mandy.
Hey.
And we got Tino.
Hey.
And I believe Justin has a special guest today.
The one and only, my girlfriend, Noelle McDavid.
Hey guys, how's it going? What's up?
Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about Stranger Things and that awesome Netflix show. And I gotta say, I loved it. What'd y'all think?
I was hooked after the first two episodes.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it the moment I saw the opening credits, and that music, that techno, what was that? Stephen King type of vibe. I was hooked.
I didn't really pay attention the first time we watched it, so I had to rewatch it, and then after that, I was like, all right, this is dope.
All right. What about Tino?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. It really gets the feel of the 80s or late 70s, early 80s, without having to like throw it in your face. Like it's beautifully shot, and just watching the first few episodes again, it really just reminded me how much like they really took the time to like not tell you where they're at, they show you where they're at.
That is, I think, the best sum up for this type of show, man. There was a lot of showing, not a lot of telling. There was not a lot of expletives or explanations or exposition scenes. There was just it was just a bunch of experiences. Like when we first meet the character of Elle, we're not told that she's a scientific experiment. We are shown that she has these abilities and that she's a little strange, and yeah, like we don't even there are still a lot of questions in this series, I feel, that aren't answered, and the reason being is because, again, like they want you to experience these things. They don't want to just tell you. They want to show you. So yeah, that's a really good
If I can ask y'all a question, how do you feel about using the flashback sort of technique to tell a story in a show?
There's nothing wrong with that. What do you mean by flashback?
Like, for example, with Elle, how whenever she's in a familiar space, like when she's in a closet or when she sees a cat or whatever, it flashes back to when she was getting experimented on. I mean, I don't know. Do you think that's a good way of telling a story, or do you think there's another way of going about it? What do you think?
I think it's a pretty integral part of storytelling, and it keeps you from having two characters sitting there being like, remember that time when we did that? Oh yeah, that was fun. And instead, we're actually seeing what's happening, and we feel like we're a part of that.
I just feel like flashbacks are used so heavily nowadays in movies or in TV. For example, Deadpool. Like, throughout that entire movie, his way of telling a story is just through flashbacks. So I'm saying, like, do you think it could have been a little bit more original with its storytelling, or do you think...
I think the flashback is used all over the place, and I think that's like Mandy said, a pivotal part of storytelling. It's like saying, like, you know, I'm tired of books having chapters. Why can't there just be words on a page? Like, it's you need these tools, right? Like, and
it's just a structure.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I think again, it did it really well. I didn't feel like my hand was being held. I remember when me and Manny watching it, we were us coming up with theories as we're going through the story, like oh, what do you think that is? Like, do you think that's Elle, and that's her head, and we're going into her head right now, or do you think that's an actual alternate universe in regards to the Upside Down? And, you know, to be honest, either one of those theories could still be true because they haven't given us a full explanation. So, like, that's what's really cool about it. Like, there's a hint of mystery. But yeah, let's let's go into the cast and characters. Like, okay, who's everyone's favorite character?
I gotta say my favorite character is the cop.
The cop.
Hop.
I don't remember his name.
His name is Hop.
Oh, Hopper.
Yeah.
Hopper. Yeah. So what about him, Justin?
I don't know, just the way that he goes about doing things.
Coffee and contemplation.
Confidence, sort of his arrogance towards everything. I don't know. It kind of like gives me like a Han Solo type of vibe, if that makes any sense.
I didn't get arrogant from him at all.
I don't know. Maybe like when he was dealing with Fiona Ryder's character.
You could
know?
tell he's been through some things. Like, that's a gristly cop that's like been down the block a few times. He got no time for your nonsense, crazy lady. Your kid is fine. Calm down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like, so that's not. I don't know. I think you're talking about arrogance, maybe, not confidence. There's subtle difference. But yeah, like Hop is pretty cool that way. And again, yeah, one of my favorite scenes and one of the best lines in the show is when he's getting his coffee for the first time, and he shows up and he's like, and so they're trying to talk to him about the missing kid. He's like, "Listen, it's the morning. What are mornings for?" She's like, "I know, but it's a
contemplation."
Coffee and contemplation. It's like he spoke to my soul.
Yeah, that's exactly what mornings
Very
are for.
relatable.
All right. I don't know. I was digging Elle. I like that character. I thought she was really neat. The girl who plays her is a phenomenal actress.
Fantastic job.
Interesting story about her is like they I guess she was put into acting classes specifically just because they needed something for her to do, and they're like, okay, no, seriously, this girl needs to be a professional actress. She's doing things that we can't even teach. She's just that much of a natural. So yeah, this
is her second role, I think.
Yeah, this is her second role, and she's like blowing everything away. She's a British actress, nailing the American accent at 11 years old. But I mean, even all the kids.
Did you see that Jimmy Fallon interview, or not even interview, where he had all of the Stranger Things kids on?
I seen a react video with all of them, but no.
Oh man, and he just spits the entire verse of "Monster" by Nicki Minaj.
Oh, I did see that.
The moment
I did
I saw that, and I was like, dude, this chick's awesome. She's
Yeah.
like one of those like Jennifer Lawrence type of characters. I think she's gonna grow up and be a fantastic actress and just be
She's very
one of
natural.
those super relatable type of actresses.
It's very natural. Like, she's just a natural actress. Like, I'd kill to have half that talent. But when it comes to acting, like that girl was insane.
Dude, the entire show, she just tells, like she sells a scene just by like her looks. Like she barely talks in the show, and yet you know exactly what is being said, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's just perfect, man. It's just like her mannerisms, everything, her stoic look, her look of concern, her look of fear, all of that. She just sells it so well, man. Well done. And how old is she? Like 11?
Yeah.
I'm
Tito,
not sure how old she is, actually.
Tito, you're being kind of quiet. You want to weigh in?
Well, I mean, if we're talking favorite characters, my favorite character is definitely Steve.
Steve.
Okay, so
Weirdo.
yeah,
He
like
breaks the
honest.
stereotype.
Yeah, honestly, like you're absolutely right. You think he's that just normal like bad boy, like only cares about getting pussy sort of guy, and he actually ends up being pretty brave and heroic like later on.
He has a full story.
Yeah, fuckboy turned Prince Charming. It's refreshing for one.
Fuckboy turned Prince Charming. You heard it here, folks.
Put it on my gravestone.
Yeah, that's it. Fuckboy turned. I love it. Oh yeah. So yeah, Steve. So what about Barb? Justice for Barb, people.
Oh God,
Poor
she's dead.
Barb coming out like the most unattractive, uncharming death possible, like just fucking laying there with slugs coming out. Poor Barb. God bless Barb.
Oh
The
man.
worst part about Barb is like, okay, Will goes missing, and like there's like an assembly and like all sorts of stuff, and they're like, oh my God, Will's missing. Barb goes missing, they're like,
She
I'm
was
sorry,
a
who?
ginger anyway. Nobody cared.
Yeah, Ginger with a really bad dance.
I'm sorry.
So, is that a plot hole, you think? Barb not being.
I think a little bit, yeah. That's one small thing I would say the show probably should have paid
This
more
show-
attention to what happened to Barb.
This show is so fucking genius though, because they give you that one scene at the end where we're all playing D&D together and everyone's back together and happy, and they go through like all these like different plot holes in the kids' D&D game.
That's true.
And they're like, and it was kind of like if everyone was listening to the podcast earlier when we were talking about Star Wars, it's like he's like, dude, none of that stuff matters. Did you not enjoy the ride? And stuff, which is kind of, I don't know, you can take it one way, or you can take it as a cop out, or you can take it as a brilliant way to just like, hey guys, come on, like, remember what this is. It's a show that's supposed to be fun.
I know we're skipping to the end, but like the very end when Will is in his bathroom and he flashes back, or like I don't know if there's a flashback or if it actually happened, but that kind of freaked me out.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely, and Stranger Things 2 is in production or like is being filmed. It's coming up, folks. So we're gonna be able to see more of that and more of a continuation of that story. I felt kind of cheated though, cause come on, bro, only 8 episodes. Like seriously, that's not a binge watch. That's a snip. That's a snack.
I thought it was perfect. I was good with 8 episodes.
If you binge watch it, you get it in one day. That's not bad at all.
I want like 3 days of binge watching when I binge watch a show, man. Just saying.
How do you guys feel about the monster?
Okay, I just want to, like, before we move on, I want to say you didn't ask me what my favorite character was.
Oh.
Mandy.
And actually, we didn't get Noelle's either.
Yeah, see, my favorite character had the most growth through the entire show, and that was clearly Steve's hair.
Oh, I get it.
But in all seriousness, my favorite character was also Hopper, because I found him to be the most relatable, and even though like we've seen that kind of conflict before, like with the dead child kind of a thing, he was just, I don't know, he was very conflicted internally through the whole thing, but still managed to like keep an open mind about everything, and I feel like that's the character that I would have been.
It took a lot out of him to stab that fake Will. Dude.
Mm-hmm. He almost like threw up, I swear.
I mean, just the back and forth you're playing in your head before you make that cut, man. I can't imagine being in that same scenario.
So okay, I want to. First of all, Noelle, favorite character.
I don't really know. Honestly, they were all really good. Like I really like Winona Ryder's character, but she was a little too like hysterical for me, which is understandable, but it was just a little bit much. I honestly don't really have a favorite. I liked what's his name, Lucas? Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas.
Okay, yeah, I like Lucas a lot because he was just kind of over it, and then he came back and he was, he was kind of the
He had this sweet Rambo moment too, where he like puts on his little like bandana and just goes out there.
Yeah. He was cool. I liked him a lot. I don't know. I liked the whole show. It was all really riveting to me, so I couldn't really focus on anybody else all of it.
It was so good, I didn't want to look away from anything.
I just love a good mystery. Like any show that like I'm just like I need answers, I want answers, and I'll keep watching till I get those answers. And I felt like that show did the perfect job of giving you enough of a breadcrumb to keep you like guessing and even kind of guessing right a lot of the time.
Man. Yeah. Okay, so now favorite actor. Now this is different from character. Who really sold their part? And I mean, I already kind of gave my answer with Elle, but anyone else have anyone else that they want to call out?
Yeah, Gatton, I don't know his last name, but the kid that plays Dustin, I adore that kid. He did such a good job, especially with those teeth that he had. He did such a good job.
Yeah.
Those are real teeth.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's an actual condition that he has.
Poor guy. I swear his Instagram shows differently, but
yeah, well maybe he grew it.
Well, I mean, it took him a while to grow them, and Justin had that kind of condition like that. We used to call him Moose Tooth because he had one big honking tooth coming in, and the other one wouldn't grow in at all. And so for a little while, we called him Moose Tooth.
I had huge buck teeth, but then if you look at our pictures now, we have the most perfect teeth imaginable.
We have better
so
teeth
We
than
came
you.
out on top, bitches.
I actually have the same teeth as you, Justin. So.
Yeah, but I treat him.
Fuck you.
Not true. He doesn't brush his teeth at night until he's
Well, really, the monster had the best teeth of them all.
Oh man, so what is it called? Not the doppelganger. What is it called?
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon. I don't know, man. Okay, this I wanted to get to this part. Okay, so we're gonna kind of gloss over acting, I guess, because it was all good.
Point I was gonna make.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like everybody gives so much credit to Millie Bobby Brown, and I mean, obviously, deservedly, she was amazing. I just want to point out though, Winona Ryder nailed it. She was fantastic in that show.
No,
Yeah.
man, I think she overdid it.
I don't think so. I think
Dude.
she acted like the hysterical mom, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I agree with Mandy. I mean,
Like I felt for her.
what parent is really calm in that situation? Like, she was already kind of high strung as it was in the first place, so God knows that was just the worst thing for her.
Well, on top of that, like, these crazy things are happening to her, and she's got to run out and get fucking Christmas lights to communicate with her kid, and like, how the hell do you go explain that to someone and without coming off as crazy, and then yet you're so worried because you want to communicate with your kid because he might be a ghost or might be in another dimension. You don't know what the fuck's going on, and every time you were on, like when Winona Ryder was on screen, you had that pit in your stomach, like, oh my god, dude, like how would I feel in this situation?
Yeah,
Oh
seriously,
shit.
that one scene where she goes and like she gets the replacement phone. She gets home and she like plugs it in and like it's got the freaking cord because this is the 80s. So she like drags the chair over to sit next to that phone because she knows he's gonna call again. Like I was like heartbroken.
And just that anxiety you get from her. So yeah, I have to agree with you. Like good shout out to Winona Ryder. She's come a long way from stealing shit and claiming it's for acting.
Now she stole my heart.
She stole my heart. Okay,
So,
so
how about you, dude? Who's your favorite actor in the show?
Oh, I told you, Steve.
like that actor.
I mean, well, actor. I don't know, any of the kids really. They all did a fantastic job. It was just well acted all throughout. Like it's very believable. Like you have the shithead dad that's trying to make money out of the whole fucking situation. Lonnie, fucking Lonnie.
Fucking
And
Lonnie.
you have the brother, like the brother that's weird that like comes off as a perv. Yeah, Jonathan. Like they're all great characters by themselves, but it's putting them together what makes it really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right with that. Good chemistry between all of them. Seriously, how do you build that? I mean, I guess just because you're kids, you have that sort of just chemistry right when you meet each other.
I don't know.
They were talking about, like, when I was listening to some other stuff that was talking about Stranger Things, they were saying it was like, that first scene they filmed, it was like, they were instant friends, and they had never worked together before.
Awesome, man.
They just got lucky that way, I suppose. So I want to actually talk about. Hold on. I want to go into the upside down theories because I got some fucking theories for this, but I want to hear everyone else's first. All right. So who wants to start? Like, what the hell is the upside down? Don't all talk at once.
I don't know, man. Did Elle create it? I think that's what they said in the show, basically.
Well, if Elle created it, then how come there's images and stuff where like places she's never been? Like she's never been in the clubhouse, and yet there's the clubhouse where the kid is in the upside down.
That's
It's
how
an
I
alternate reality. Like,
Okay.
it has to be. She's able to rip fucking multi-dimensional portals.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything in her imagination because I just watched Poltergeist, like a remake the other day, and it's literally the exact same thing. There's a portal open to another dimension where nobody's like alive or dead. They're just like there's no time, there's no space, nothing, and it looks exactly like Stranger Things. So I don't know.
That's interesting because I heard that movie sucked, but you're actually getting
No,
like,
it really did suck. But then when the portal opened and they were trying to get to the little girl and stuff, I was like, holy shit, this looks just like Stranger
that was the
Things.
best part. I mean, not have to go into it. First of all, Justin, don't fucking burp when we're on a fucking podcast, you idiot. Secondly, secondly, yeah, like now I lost my train of thought because of Justin's disgusting burp. I fucking lost it. But the
Upside down.
the upside down. That shit. I don't know if this is like a Lovecraftian thing. Again, I come back to that because I fucking love H.P. Lovecraft. I love his storytelling.
But what about it is Lovecraftian? I mean,
Well, the fact that this is an ultimate dimension and there's a creature that looks very Lovecraftian, that does a lot of creepy things with human bodies. Like, how come it has a taste for us, for our flesh, when it's been trapped in ultimate reality forever? So, I want to know these things. What is that upside down? How come there's things from our universe in it? And how come if there is things in our universe, there's not other things, like other fucking humans, for example? So
That's a good question because I know he doesn't feed on humans, right? He feeds on remember when what's her name? What's
Barb?
No, not Barb. The
Nancy.
Nancy gets caught in that little tree portal, and she sees the monster eating on a deer. But when you get to Barb and Will, they're like
Untouched.
They're not untouched. They're just like they have something coming out of their throats.
well,
Their mouth.
I think it's like aliens, man. They need us to breed. But then again, so is this creature just not breeding ever? Is he an immortal being that's just waiting for humans to crack into his dimension? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
In Star Wars, where it hangs Luke up and it eats his tauntaun. It eats the animals, but not the
Oh,
humans.
that makes sense. He's saving some for later. He's like, I'll have the big meal now, and that's dessert.
Maybe. I just these are probably questions that'll be answered in the next season.
By the way, Noel, you called us dorks earlier, and yet you just made a Star Wars reference. So,
That was a different thing. You guys are playing World of Warcraft.
oh, okay. So that's the line. That's the line right there. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a lie.
Yeah, World of Warcraft is the line. Sorry, bro.
That's I don't know. I met a pretty
You
made.
totally made hot chicks on WoW, didn't you know?
I did.
Hey, but half my wardrobe is Star Wars tees. So who's the nerd now?
I don't know. Oh, so is the nerd a bad thing or a good thing?
Yeah, you forget you're in a group of people that are totally cool with their nerdiness. Like, we feel bad that you're not.
Oh, dude, we
Miss
don't
us so
talk
much.
about it at all. We love you guys.
Okay.
We love the fact that
Okay.
we met on WoW.
Okay, this is not. We are off topic.
Off topic.
Off topic. Off topic. Not hot topic. Okay, so God damn, what more can I say about this show?
I want to talk about a plot hole that I found in the show.
Plot holes with Justin.
Yeah, plot holes with Justin. The time where Elle was trying to reach that dimension, that upside down dimension, I think, or what is it when she goes into where it's pitch black?
It's sensory deprivation.
Yeah,
That's what they were
she
doing.
goes into the sensory deprivation tank, right? They had everything right to get to that point, except for the fact that they're in a gym that doesn't match the same temperature as her skin and the pool.
How do you know that?
So her senses technically wouldn't be all shut off. The entire gym would have to be the same temperature as her skin and as the pool. So
well, how do you
that's a
know
little
it's
plot hole
not?
I just wanted to clarify.
How do you know it's not?
Because it's a gym and it's freezing outside. They're in Indiana.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about the. Oh, you're talking about the. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about
Yeah,
later.
because they weren't in a tank. They were just in a portable pool.
I don't think she needed full sensory deprivation, though. I mean, I think she was able to communicate either way. It's just that helps her.
I don't know, Bandy, because when they were doing the flashbacks to the times when she was being sensory deprived, she was in a tank surrounded by pure water.
That was her breaking through with her powers, though. Like, she's pretty
I'm
much
saying she
mastered
was
it
getting
now.
to that point just because. I'm just saying it's a little plot hole that I found. It's nothing major, but I'm just saying it's not totally accurate.
Oh no, man.
I just feel like they didn't fully establish that the only way she can find people is through complete and total sensory deprivation.
Okay, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't really get any theories though. What is the Upside Down? What do you think? I think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I honestly think that Elle created it. I believe that, like, from what I've kind of like reading and hearing and seeing and just things I've thought on my own, I think the Demogorgon is kind of like representative of her like id or like her bad side or just like
She says, "I'm the monster," so that makes sense.
yeah, there's like so many hints to it, and the fact that she's the only one who's able to destroy it, and when it is destroyed, she is also destroyed.
But there's a big thing where she may
Sure,
not be
but like
destroyed.
in that specific scene, when we're talking about when she's actually fighting the monster and she takes it down by just like rah, screaming at it or whatever, and they all like they both disintegrate together. I think they're definitely connected in some like really specific way. I don't think she just happened to stumble upon this other dimension. I think she was part of the reason that it exists.
So maybe she was just like running around naked like for a bunch of times, and that's how she saw the town, and that's why the town's in the
I
upside
can't
down.
really explain that part. I mean, I don't really have an answer to that. I mean, my theory isn't sound like perfectly airtight.
Or I guess she wasn't
But-
naked. She was like in a weird nude suit or something. Whatever
So you
that
gotta
weird
get
thing
closer
is.
to the mic, dude. We can barely hear you.
Sorry.
But
I'm like talking to Mandy. Yeah, you're right. But anyway, yeah, like I don't know, Tina. What do you think? What do you think the Upside Down is?
I'm telling you, it's a portal. It's an alternate dimension. It's just a place where everything is upside down. Like death is everywhere, and there's these creatures, or I don't know. Somehow this creature infects other humans. Clearly, by the ending of the first season, like Will is, I don't know. I think he's gonna turn. They're gonna have to kill him. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah. So what do you think it means when they're towards the end of the last episode where Will is coughing up the slugs, whatever those things are, the leeches?
I think there will be many demigorgons, and they will take over the world.
Or like
Or
if
like-
Elle isn't dead, neither is the Demigorgon. So that's why.
That's
Well,
true.
This is
That's
spawn
true.
of demigorgon.
Well, maybe it lives on and it's not fully dead, and it's able to come out through
the
Will.
Demogorgon just bursts out of Will's belly in the next season.
Well,
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby.
well, like what? That's interesting. Like, what if like Mandy's right, and the two are linked, and we get our first hint of Elle being still alive with Hop leaving a lunch for her with some fucking Eggos because this bitch loves Eggos, and then we got Will coughing out a fucking Demigorgon baby. So like, what if they're just kind of like reforming together, yin and yang?
What if the Upside Down takes over the real reality?
That's also possible, man. What if it all gets out of control? It's a possibility. Like that all things that we're willing to do to spy on some Russians. Exactly.
This is why they did such a good job. For the talk we're having right now is why this show is so great.
It's seriously, you can go on. We can go on for hours of just figuring shit out about this thing, about
And
just
end
the
up
universe.
being completely wrong.
Yeah, and then it gets revealed, and it's never as good as what you thought it would be.
How do you
Just
guys
like-
how do you guys feel about the directing, the Duffer Brothers, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard to find anything wrong with like the course of the story as well as the course of the acting and all that stuff. It's all good. Like everything is called perfectly well. In my
I want to
opinion.
see more. I want to see more stuff.
So you guys don't see any flaws.
Well, there's
Of
always
course.
flaws.
Like, we've
But I
mentioned
think
some stuff.
When it comes to movies and TV and anything, there's always going to be holes. There's always going to be flaws. But what separates like a really bad one from a good one is that the good ones you don't care about the holes. You don't care about the flaws because you're enjoying the story so much that you're willing to overlook those little tidbit things.
Like in Star Wars.
I know. I was he's not grasping what we're trying to say, man. He's just like, no, negative all the time, negative.
All right. We're not here. We're not. All
You
right.
know, sorry.
All right. Okay. So, I don't know. We got to give this thing a rating now. So I'm gonna say a high A, for sure, for my rating.
What is the scale? Like a
Eight
low
F.
F to a high A?
Yeah, low F to a high F minus. It's the worst thing you can get.
Oh, F minus.
Yeah. You each got F plus for that comment.
This was a minus.
So what do you give it, Justin?
I give it like a 93%. I'd say, not perfect, but you know, it made me want to keep watching. I binge watched it in like 2 days, and I was up, and I started it at like 12 midnight, So yeah.
Okay, Noelle.
I would say a solid 99.4.
That's not very solid.
That's so specific.
Yeah,
Too
0.4.
specific, in fact.
What was the 0.6? Wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask about the 0.6.
Yeah. I mean, there really wasn't anything that I didn't enjoy about it, to be honest. I mean, like, I don't know.
A couple plot holes here and there.
I didn't even, yeah, but I'm not like super like looking for plot holes. I'm just kind of the dumb one that's like, this is a good show. So,
Very easy, please.
I'm entertained by this. I will keep watching. All right.
yeah, it struck me as a lot like E.T. I don't know. I just got a really big E.T. vibe.
That's because it was in the 80s, man.
Especially
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
towards the end when they're like running from the authorities or whatever they are. They're trying to
Authorita?
take their way.
And an
Like,
elf
this is
flips that
so
fucking car.
Spielberg.
Yeah, they got that from Heroes when Siler flipped the van.
We were like expecting them to take off into the sky, and then it's just like, oh shit!
Pissed. I was like, where is? Oh, they're just gonna stay grounded. But yeah, that was a good part.
So, Mandy, your grade?
Well, again, I'm very confused about the grading scales.
I don't understand. You've been doing it like
F
since.
minus.
It's just literally
It's 8F. 8F. Skippy.
I would give it an A. I mean, I'm never willing to like give anything like 100% because I mean, there's always like little things here and there that you can complain about. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was drawn right into it, and I couldn't stop watching it. Like we started on a Thursday, and we're like, why the fuck didn't we start this on a Friday? So it was like Thursday at midnight. We're like, oh, I have to go to work tomorrow, but I want to keep watching.
That's where we done
It
goofed.
was great.
All right, Tino, you're the last.
I would give it like A minus, B plus. It's not perfect, but it's definitely really good.
I think we're so hard
And
to say
What?
it's perfect. I think we're so hard to say it's perfect because we don't want to be like
Well-
that guy to say it's perfect and someone goes like, well, actually,
well, it's not
things-
done, right? I mean,
Very
this is
true.
only season 1. I like to just see where they're gonna end it at. Like, if this was just one season, nothing else, I'd probably give it like, if they just cut that part with Will at the end and call it a season, I'd give it an A, solid A. But you know, we have to see where Upside Down pays off, how Elle comes back, things like that. You know.
is it the land of Lay, or is it just a completely new dimension? Maybe it's the city of the Great Race. Who knows? These are all Lovecraft things, guys.
I was really honestly hoping that they would do something different for every season. Like the fact that they're continuing the story, I'm a little scared about that.
Yeah, like a True
Keep the same
Detective,
people,
American
yeah.
Horror Story type thing.
Yeah, you know, because I felt like this season was complete on its own. Like I feel like I don't need to know anymore. Like I'm good. They gave me just enough so that I can still use my imagination, but they gave me enough answers as well.
Mandy, they left a lot of cliffhangers though, with him coughing up the.
Well, no, see, that's the part that I would have left out. Like I would have just ended it with their D&D game.
Or you don't even have to leave that out. You could leave them in, and it's like a horror movie. Like at the end of every horror movie, there's always like a hint that something's still up.
No.
They're
don't
saying,
say
or
that.
are they?
Yeah, like that's it's the end question mark.
So mad.
I hate movies like that. Like I understand why they are the way they are, but it's just like, God, damn, why did you do that? Like just tie it up with a bow and then move on to the next present.
Yeah.
Our brains want things to be complete.
They do. But I guess we'll see like if they can continue this on, like the awesomeness throughout the next season, or if it's gonna be like, for example, like Penny Dreadful. Like we loved season 1 of Penny Dreadful, and then it just went right down the
Oh
crapper.
god, that thing sunk so hard.
So it solely relies on the writing because we know we got the acting down.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
absolutely.
Actors only as good as the
Characters great,
script.
actors great, but we'll see what they do with the story.
All right, so I think that's gonna wrap it up for this session of awesome
Chris,
analysis.
what was your grade? Did you give a grade, Chris?
I already started my outro, and yeah, I gave a grade at the beginning. Justin, can you pay attention? Jesus Christ!
Suck my ass.
Oh man, this is so unprofessional, and I gotta start this again. So I think this is gonna wrap it up for awesome analysis. I'm Chris James. Let's start from the top with Skim Milk.
I am Justin Wilkie.
I'm no. Oh, never mind.
I forgot about you because your little picture's not up here.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm Noelle. Bye.
I'm Mandy.
And
Bye.
you know.
All right, signing off. Thanks for listening.